So here we have a 2013 Dodge Charger, almost a Challenger and Charger together, a Dodge Charger. So scan the codes, I already ran it through. So we have a fault PCM. Let's get that. Click on that bad boy. Make sure your ignition switch is on. And then we're gonna read the codes. You don't need this machine. You could get a regular OBD2, or you could go to your local AutoZone or O'Reilly's. They'll scan it for you, tell you what it is. So we're getting a P0128 thermostat. These cars are known for it. So we're gonna start off with basically the thermostat is not opening up properly to keep the engine cool, or to give you heat. So the thermostat's not working properly. It's the car sends either it gets too hot or it's not getting hot enough, and it sends a code to the computer giving you that P0128. It's this goes for a couple different cars, but on these Dodge Mopar, they're vicious for that. So we're gonna get into that code right there, P0128 code. All right, so you want to start off with removing the top 3.6 cover, little plastic cover. Just hold on by those 4 suction cups, you want to call them. They clip into here, so just grab one side with this hand, the other side literally lifts right up. When you get that out, next one you want to get into is take out these 2 guys and remove this part right here. Then take 2. This plug right here, just be careful. Literally pull right there, slide it back. So it's literally that pin right there. You push that down, slide back. Just be careful, don't pull it by the wires. Grab it like this, nice firmly. Push down with your thumb and pull sideways, pull back. Be careful, that's the sensor. You don't want to snap that. Once you got that out, has another little suction cup here. And put this down for a second. That out. Now, there. Here. Now you have this part out. Set it to the side. Get back here. That's what we'll be changing. And this valve right here is to bleed it. You crack it open, get the air pockets out of it. It's got antifreeze in it, so we're gonna have to get a tub, green one. Put it under here. So when I go to open this, it's gonna let out the antifreeze, so it can catch most of it on the thing. What I tend to do is loosen the top one a bit first, or take it out completely and just take out the top one about a couple turns back, release it, let the pressure leak out. Once it leaks out, pull it out and replace it. Be very careful. These are plastic, and the housing behind is plastic. These you could get them in your local AutoZone, O'Reilly's, any parts. When it comes to this, it's probably gonna be a dealer item, so just be very careful. Tighten it. This don't gotta go too tight. Everything could get done real smooth and easy. All right. So you see, I got my catch pan under there. So basically, that little black thing, so we'll make a mess on the floor. That goes right on top of the catch pan. Now we're gonna take out those bolts, like I said, and let them drain out. Alright, so this is what it is. That's what it looks like. 2 bolts out. I'm gonna just clean this section, make sure no dirt or nothing there. When they're aluminum, they get corrosion and stuff, but this is plastic, so it's just a seal. Sits there, it's just a little wipe down, make sure no dirt or nothing is in there. before you install the new one. This is your thermostat. So what happens is this part right here opens and closes when this gets hot. So once this gets hot enough, this you will see it start opening up and letting so from the hot motor, the antifreeze will be hitting right here, sort of like this. So once that tip gets hot, it will send a signal. This will open up, send the hot antifreeze in through here, through the top radiator hose, going into the radiator, cooling down that antifreeze, sending it back to the bottom into the engine, cooling everything back down. So when this don't open up properly, there's a lot of things that can happen. The car could overheat. If it overheats, that means the antifreeze stays inside the engine. It's not going through, and then that'll cook up your head gaskets, causing the car to smoke and, you know, shake and mix the antifreeze with the oil. So to just prevent that, it sends a code saying, hey, this is not opening, catch it before it gets worse. 2 bolts right here, literally to a 10. I used a 1/4 inch. Like I said, it don't have to be too tight, it's just enough. You know, it wasn't even on there, I just literally were just snugged in. I used this to get the clamp. This clamp. So this clamp sits here to lock this. Clamp it, push it back like in the previous video. Pull it back. What I tend to do is I bend the hose and just put it somewhere aside. Don't let it dangle, because then all the antifreeze is gonna drain out. And when the new one gets in, I'll install it, throw the hose back in there, clamp, tighten the bolts, and then top her off. Put the covers back on, erase the check engine light, drive it anywhere from 20 to 60 miles, and make sure the light don't come back on. Alright, so I went with the Napa brand. Napa. Part number HT203-248. Thermostat with the housing. Just want to make sure everything looks right. You know, make sure the bleeder is in the right spot. Thermostat is kind of angled the same way. This little gap is the same. The nozzles are facing the right way, and make sure it has the seal. Alright, now we just go to assemble it back up. Alright, so top off the coolant. That's what I use for coolant. So it's over here, filled it up to the line. Now, you crack this open, it's gonna start squirting out when it kind of bleeds itself. Right there. And then close it back off. Now I'll do that with the car off, and then I'll turn it on, open that up, and watch it bleed out. Another thing I like to do is turn it on and erase that code. Turn it on. Yes. Yes. Because I missed it. Erase. Okay. No. Go here. Alright, so what you want to do is put the intake tube back in and plug up the sensor so you don't get no other codes. We're going to turn her on, leave the cap off, and then right there, flathead, we're gonna let it warm up. We're gonna open and close this until you see a nice steady foam not foam, I'm sorry, like a nice little run of fluid, not bubbles or nothing, a nice little constant flow. So let it, turn it on, crack it open, let it warm up, open it again, just to bleed out the system. And that's the top of the thermostat, the valve that I showed you guys earlier. Let it run a little bit, like the antifreeze and here and there. Just twist it back. Twist it to the question. I'm gonna watch for nice consistent flow like that. All set. Cover back on. Take it for a nice ride. Takes about anywhere from 20 to 100 miles for the system to read has been changed. That fixes that P0128 code.